as we go through the show, CM Punk comes out once again in his jeans. He didn't change at all. He didn't get ready for the match. So I'm figuring, okay, something is up here. This match isn't happening, at least now. I thought maybe CM Punk was going to get into a thing where, okay, why am I not, why isn't this at the end of the show? I was wondering, I was thinking maybe he was going to do that because he said that before. Assuming it's the main event, it seems to be every pay-per-view, which is, I truly agree with. Why does he get to main event all these shows when CM Punk and Sheamus wouldn't? But anyhow, CM Punk got the mic and he said how his fans, this is their Labor Day, they have off work and whatnot. CM Punk then says he's taking off work too. Sheamus isn't happy about this, and they just throw him Jack Swagger. And then this gets a little silly because Jack Swagger just got destroyed the week before by Ryback. Now here they're throwing him to the world, the guy who looked like a nobody, to the World Heavyweight Champion, Sheamus. Doesn't make total sense. But it wasn't quite as much of a squash match. It's weird. I mean, they kind of had a bit more of a match, whereas Ryback just totally destroys, Swagger. Even though Ryback's, still hasn't been having any really legitimate competition. But anyhow, in Swagger's backstage and little inconsistency here, he says how, this isn't me, and they keep saying how, Swagger is a former two-time World Heavyweight Champion, and yet he's been on television the past 2 weeks, maybe 2 times in the past 3 months, and they keep playing up, oh, he's a former world champion, and it's like, yeah, and he's been totally buried since. I don't see much in Swagger. I haven't for a while to begin with. He's I think another example of he was pushed to the moon too soon, and here we are. They need to repackage him more, but maybe we'll see that from him. From WWE, but then shortly after, AJ, tries to stop CM Punk, wondering what he's doing, and CM Punk is getting in the car, in the passenger side, wondering, looks like some random guy's taking him out, but he says, he tells AJ he's got, personal days on his contract and whatnot. And AJ's getting all, she's losing her mind. By the end of the show, she can't attack Vicky Guerrero in their little, promo in the ring, and she just, AJ loses her mind, and, which perhaps brings another, maybe we're seeing the fallout here of AJ as general manager of Raw. I think WWE is realizing this just isn't working out with AJ as general manager as well as they would have liked. It sounded good on paper, I know, but at the end of the day, it's just, like I've said, Johnny Ace as GM is fine as long as they don't, just continually to make the same jokes about his voice him stumbling on big words, and if they just kind of leave that alone a little bit, don't cram those jokes down our throat, with John Laurinaitis and make him a joke, and he'll be fine. Even if he's as much as people dislike, some people will dislike him, as much of a heel general manager they make him, at the end of the day he'll be fine as GM, as long as they don't just cram these he smokes 3 packs of cigarettes a day, or however many. Cena kept saying, he must have done that joke 3 times when CM Punk was still full-fledged face. He made he had plenty of cracks at John Laurinaitis. They just made Laurinaitis more of a general manager to take seriously. I think he could come, they could bring him back somehow, and that would be great. If there's not someone else, maybe there's a chance bringing, putting him as GM, but I won't get to that yet. Anyway, basically from there, I figured, CM Punk would be back later in the show, because, Cena and Del Rio are set to, face each other. And last week on Raw, Cena and CM Punk, they barely had anything to do with each other. This week, it's kind of the same thing. As far as promos goes, as far as matches goes, they didn't really have any involvement with each other. And of course, earlier in the show, CM Punk kind of put the Jerry Lawler thing to rest, for now, as they apparently had a brawl just a few minutes before the show went on the air, and Jerry Lawler was supposed to come out and take a seat at the commentary table. CM Punk put Jerry Lawler out, apparently, which what I really think happened was, I think that was pre-recorded, so maybe Jerry Lawler could have off the Labor Day. I think there was a little bit of trickery there, just simply had CM Punk dressed back up in his jeans for the show. That's just what I think. But anyway, that was pretty effective. Now, I figured, with CM Punk kind of leaving the room, I figured he was going to come back and involve himself in some way. Especially when there was a Falls Count Anywhere modification to the main, to this match between Del Rio and Cena, which was good, because otherwise I would not have been very interested in this match at all, and would have been, I just would not have been into the match, because it would have just been another pretty stale, Del Rio and Cena match, which would not look very good at all to me. But they made a Falls Count Anywhere, which was a good move, and I was instantly thinking, okay, this is going to end up going backstage, and what's going to end up happening is that's where CM Punk's going to get involved somehow. I'm thinking, is Cena's head, is Cena going to be laying on the ground, and are they going to do like an angle where, CM Punk is in the car and they run over Cena's head or something, or, no, I'm not. But, I was just wondering, there's going to be something going on with CM Punk coming back to the arena or something, and it's going to mess Cena up somehow. But, the match it wasn't bad, certainly. And it definitely helped, because these two guys in a regular match just is not sound appealing to me at all. But there's a couple big moments in this match. They had Cena putting the steel steps along the announce table, which, by the way, he seemed to take every little individual thing off, one piece at a time. Cena, one microphone. He kind of slowly took it apart piece by piece, and he was carrying Del Rio up the steps, ready to do an AA on the announce table, which was then, Del Rio got out of, I figured he would, and he, did a back suplex to Cena through the table. Pretty interesting stuff. It's nice to see them do something different. And it almost makes me forget how bored I can become with Del Rio, and how one-dimensional Cena can be. But anyhow, Cena kicked out of that. It went into the ring again. Del Rio was talking a little bit, trying to put him in the arm lock, and Cena counters, puts Del Rio in the STF. Almost, looks like he almost has him tapping out, but Del Rio gets the mic, hits Cena. They take the fight to, the right side of the stage, the car. Cena takes his, has a speaker, picks up the speaker at one point, and Del Rio hits him before he can use it on him, and the fight ends up backstage. Appearing to be in the same backstage area where we saw Lawler and CM Punk brawl, which again, maybe I think it was filmed earlier on so that maybe Lawler could spend the day off, have off or whatever, I don't know. But this led to some interesting stuff backstage. Cena picks up a trash can, just throws it across the hall, misses Del Rio, but he shoves Del Rio in the interview area. Things just collapse, the curtain collapses, things collapse on the ground. It's pretty cool. Cena, ends up AAing Del Rio onto this, I don't know what it was, something, stack of boxes or something, I don't totally remember, but, and then this is where CM Punk comes out of nowhere and just gives a pretty clear kick on the Cena, and he helps Del Rio get the cover, which the irony here is CM Punk beat Del Rio for the championship way back. He's the guy that we got the championship from, but he helps Del Rio get the cover, 1, 2, 3. This isn't something where, a move that Cena would normally, lose to. But, anyhow, he lost. I guess he was put through the announce table earlier, and the kick just totally took him out. And so Del Rio gets the victory. But CM Punk isn't, CM Punk takes Cena, puts him on his shoulders, takes him over to the front of the car, does like a modified GTS, instead of using his knee, he just drives Cena's head in the front of the car. Pretty interesting, definitely some heelish stuff there from CM Punk once again. And now what makes things more interesting, more heelish here with CM Punk, and definitely more interesting, and makes Raw more interesting in general. CM Punk gets in the car, same car he was in earlier, once again on the passenger side, and as they're slowly driving away, you see Paul Heyman stick his head out the driver's window. And I'm thinking, because any time Paul Heyman's involved with anything, he just seems to make it better. Anytime the camera's on him, he just makes things better, whether Lesnar's there or not. But that's how Raw ended. That's the most recent stuff we got. That's what we have. We wonder if, Paul Heyman now may have quite an alliance with CM Punk and with Brock Lesnar. Obviously Lesnar's going to be back sometime. We wonder if there's going to be this huge faction here with Paul Heyman and maybe CM Punk and Lesnar being, part of, a faction here. If they kind of join forces. Wonder if anyone else is going to be involved in this, but definitely cool stuff. You wonder where it's going to go from here. And yeah, definitely something that's making me really look forward to Raw this coming week and Night of Champions. The past couple weeks in general, they've kind of kept some distance between CM Punk and Cena. They've mixed things up with the champion, with Sheamus and CM Punk and what, who they're facing, and what they're involved in. But now I think, there's going to be a lot to be said this final episode of Raw before Night of Champions. Now that Jerry Lawler's kind of out of the picture, so it seems, they're kind of bringing things back now. Square one before Night of Champions with Cena and CM Punk. So this is definitely looking interesting. Again, Paul Heyman now being in the picture, great. Especially with down the road, maybe Brock Lesnar comes back. How they could be involved together. I mean, who knows? And there's also been some talk now with AJ Lee maybe not being GM much longer. There's some question. Is Paul Heyman maybe somehow going to become general manager? As I was kind of hinting at earlier, which would be awesome. I think it would definitely be different. But again, this episode of Raw had a different feel to it by far. It was unique. The Chicago crowd was good, as usual. But again, this was a different episode of Raw, and I liked it. But it wasn't perfect. There were some flaws for sure. But it was pretty. It was definitely good. And the ending, cliffhanger ending with Paul Heyman and CM Punk, and that unexpected. And pretty cool. And really looking forward to where this goes now in the future. Even though we have one more Raw left in the Night of Champions, definitely looking forward to what's to come. And to a lesser extent, but I'm interested to see what happens in SmackDown. But this is some good stuff we're seeing, I think, right now. And with Paul Heyman in the mix, now, this feud, Cena and CM Punk can successfully be prolonged here, with a guy like Heyman in the picture, and who knows who else. Lesnar maybe down the road. Who's going to manage Raw could also be factored into this, as we know CM Punk and AJ have been at ends. So there's, looking forward to what's to come. And again, pretty pleased with the content that we've been getting from WWE, in the past week, for sure. Good stuff. Alright, that'll do it for TWWT Wrestling Talk from here. Thanks for watching, and, thanks for, I appreciate subscribing. You can catch future episodes of TWWT Wrestling Talk. Stay with me here, and, I would appreciate any comments as well, or questions that you may have. You may want me to talk about things you may want me to talk about. And as I've said before, If you want me to anonymously answer something, I can anonymously answer it. If you wanted me to honor your name, I can do that and talk about what you have for me to talk about. Simple as that. Again, thanks for watching, and just stay tuned for future TW Wrestling Talk content.